Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. This is not my general post-market report because the stock market is still open. As I am doing this, it is 11:14 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I wanted to get this video out as kind of a special report because what's happening right now, well, it's not really a major surprise to me and probably won't be to you after I explain what is going on here. Let's back up just a few hours ago. Pre-market today, stock futures were down across the board. Big time, okay? You had knee-jerk higher in the dollar substantially, over 1%. The 10-year yield, 4.3. The MMRI, over 300, yes. And then a miracle happens. Just prior to the stock market open, just prior to the bell, sit back for this one, okay? It's kind of interesting. So this guy Nick here, I call him Nick the Pig. I know a lot of you don't like that already because I've been calling him Nick the Pig. Who is Nick the Pig? Nick the Pig is the Fed whisperer. You know, he's supposed to know what's going on before it happens, before the Federal Reserve, does what they do. Well, Nick the Pig here was floated out to say, hey, it looks like the Fed's going to pivot here come December. All of a sudden, all of this reversed. Big time. Green across the board. 10-year yield comes down. Dollar reverses lower here. MMRI drops below 300. It gets better than that. Just to push this point home, they float out. They float out Fed President Daly. Fed President Daly, let me get this right here. Okay, Fed President Daly is saying that the Federal Reserve may be tightening too much. And come December, just coincidence between Nick the Pig and Fed Daly, the confused one, gender confused. Backing up what Nick the Pig said, looks like the Fed's going to start, easing off come December. People, what is this? Clearly, this is some kind of a message to the market. Look, you and I realize without some kind of intervention, this whole thing was about to implode. Don't take my word for it. Look at Bank of America. Look at this freaking headline here. The IMF, the World Bank. We could go on and on. The MMRI breaking 300. Now we're below 300. I've been telling you for I don't know how long. If central banks don't take action, this is over. This is over. Well, it looks like, to me, look, this is no coincidence that all this is happening right now. Does it seem like a coincidence to you? MMRI breaks 300. You got the Bank of America with this talking about a breakdown in the debt market here. And all of a sudden, market slated to crater at the open, a pan sell-off. All of a sudden reverses when they float out Nick the Pig. Nick the Pig. They float him out and they back that up with Fed President Daly. I mean, come on. So this is some kind of a message to the market. This is what they do. The Federal Reserve is notorious for doing this kind of thing, for floating out whoever they got to float out, jawbone the market. Is it going to last? That's really the question here. Now that the market has been kind of reassured that, the Fed is going to pivot come next month, you know what makes me laugh? I'm going to tell you what makes Greg Mannarino laugh. All right. I probably, unlike all of you out here, have the displeasure of flipping through the mainstream propaganda ministries day after freaking day. And I listen to what they say, and there is no way the Fed's going to pivot. They are committed to doing something about inflation. Absolutely ineffectual here. They've been raising rates now for many months, along with central banks. Hasn't worked. Wasn't meant to work since day one, and you know that because we talked about it right here. They want to do something about inflation, what would they do? Central banks would advise or force the big institutions to hold some capital in reserve here, but no red zero in the United States. That would help inflation. They're not going to stop here. So what they're doing now, again, okay, how does the Fed, let's just throw this out here. How does the Federal Reserve control bond yields and rates? How does it do that? Can it just say, oh, lovely people, what we're going to do is we're going to keep rates low, or we're going to pivot, or whatever it might be. The Fed must get into the market here and make it happen, meaning they got to create insane amounts of cash out of thin air, add it to a digital screen, buy the debt. Okay, to me, this looks like a pivot. Right now, this looks like a pivot, and the market's going to price it in because they floated out Nick the Pig, and now they floated out Dolly, the gender confused one over here. Okay, you don't have nicknames for everybody, and that's just the way it is. You want to make up a nickname for me? That's fine. All right, I just have to do this. You know, the ghoul. Every time I say the ghoul, I got to do the face, and then we got Lex Luthor over there. You know, Neil Kashkari. I mean, come on. Yellowstain and Yellenstein and President Imbecile, Mummy Man. You know, I got all these names for everyone. If I don't call them these things, and I think these names are very fitting, Greg Mannarino will go crazy. Nothing is ever what it seems to be. I've been telling you that since time immemorial. Today, people, was classic. I mean, you want to talk about classic? Well, this is it. It's amazing to me, but they had to take action. Something had to be done here, okay? We were on the cusp of a freaking meltdown. It may not be over. I am not saying that this is over. But when they floated out Nick the Pig today, followed up by Dolly the over there, and this market now is up like 700 points with regard to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you think that's just a coincidence? Really? No, it's Nick the Pig. And it's the other one over there, Dolly, who are jawboning this market, reassuring the market that everything's going to be okay. Look, I really believe this. You and I realized that something was going to be done. Well, that was it. Or we were really at the moment where this was going to come apart. This is not going to fix a damn thing. Do understand what I'm telling you here. Is this going to prop up the market? Let's just say, let's throw out a hypothetical here. Let's say come December, Nick the Pig and Dolly are correct. And the Fed pivots, they start, okay, you know what, we're not going to be so aggressive anymore. We're going to start, maybe we're going to raise rates, but it's only going to be 50 basis points, maybe 25, and maybe we'll take a break. The stock market is gonna spray its shorts like you have no idea. It's going to be running down their legs, The members of the Federal Reserve, look, this is what they want to do anyway. They want to continue to inflate, and they're going to make up reasons to continue to do so. If that means they have to pivot or, not be so aggressive here. Meanwhile, they continue to inflate the global money supply. We're sending another $50 billion over to freaking Ukraine, a war that you and I never voted for, people. It's not going to stop. Wars, expanding wars, this act, this policy, whatever they got to do, these puppets that are put in charge of all of us here, okay, who are really nothing, and the central banks here who really run the entire show. Is this any surprise to you? Nick the Pig and the freaking Dolly, the other thing over there, they're both things in their tools. You know when the Fed talks about tools in their toolbox? Well, Nick the Pig is a tool. You understand? Oh, let's float out Nick the Pig, the Fed whisperer, the Fed whisperer. Gonna whisper to the market. And the market's going to get all orgasmic over it. Look at this. Look what's going on here. It's incredible. So anyway, gold and silver here made a nice turnaround. The dollar, massive reversal here. 10-year yield, last time we looked at it, dropped 10 basis points. And again, the MMRI, which cracked 300 to extreme risk. You think this is all coincidence now? Just dropped. Man, I tell you. This is unbelievable what we're seeing, people. What else would you expect? What else did I write down here? I wrote down a few things, but I think I kind of covered it all. It's kind of funny. Let me cover something else just real quick. So you got these mainstream propagandists talking about, well, why is it earnings are coming in better than expected? Let me explain this to you. What these big companies do is they always tell you a worst case scenario. Oh, watch for earnings. They may not be so good. And all of a sudden, by some miracle, earnings just come in better than expected. They always do this. This is another game that these corporations play over and over and over again. So they can go, The company XYZ, oh, they beat earnings estimates. Imagine my shock. It's a setup. They all play this freaking game. Every single company, they always explain how their earnings may not come in so good because the economy is shit and everything. But all of a sudden, oh, it's a miracle. Earnings coming in better than expected. All this stuff is just a game. All of it is. Okay, the distractions, the deceptions, the look here. But to me, this takes the freaking cake. I mean, you and I have been so clear that some action had to be taken. Something had to happen, and it did, in my view. Let's float out Pigman, Nick the Pig, and let's float out Dolly, and they're going to tell us that the market is going to pit in December, and the market's going to go crazy. Yeah, duh. Look what's happening here, people. Come on. Oh, my Lord, I'm sweating. I'm okay now. I really am. Hey, look. So here's the story. Stock trading goes on for about another hour and a half from the time I am doing this. Are we going to finish negative today? You know, I'll tell you something. Nothing would surprise me. But as I am doing this video blog, stocks are in rally mode across the freaking board. And for those of you who've been asking, yes, I am still buying JEPI. When I tell you, and I've told all of you before when I have dumped assets, when I tell you I'm going to dump it, I will. I've been buying this stuff hand over fist. I own thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of shares of JEPI, just so you know. Many, many thousands of shares of this. And I fully intend to buy more. Why? Because this is a game and they're going to continue to play it. And I sincerely believe that the Fed not only just blinked, but had this planned all the freaking long. You think it's a coincidence that they floated out Nick the Pig today? Just at that moment when the MMRI crosses 300, just at the moment when this market's about to crater at the open, you think it's really just coincidence? How about freaking no? No, there are no coincidences here. But turn on Bloomberg, turn on CNBC, turn on Fox Business, and watch the commentators. This is what they look like because they're going orgasmic over the market. Oh! That's what they're doing. They get off on this. They get off on this like you can't believe. Sure, everybody loves it. When the stock market's going high, everybody loves it. But none more than the freaking commentators. They just spray their shorts everywhere, upside down, backwards, and sideways. Energy's higher. Financials higher. I mean, what a turnaround. I mean, yeah. Thanks, Nick the Pig. My JEPI shares doing pretty damn good today. Thanks, Fed President Dolly, doing great. Fantastic. The bigger picture is simple, people. These central banks are not done. Okay, I was convinced for a very long time that they weren't done. And then I was saying, hold on a minute. They're not really doing anything. MMRI hitting an extreme or a critical level here. Bond market teetering on the edge. You got Bank of America, World Bank, IMF, everyone warning, Janet Yellen staying, nothing's happening. All of a sudden, this, really? Coincidence? You believe that's a coincidence? I don't think you do. There's nobody who follows this blog, nobody who's that stupid. You all freaking brilliant in my book, and I love every single one of you. That's the truth. All right, look. This is going to be my last video of the day. I'm not going to do one post-market because I covered what I wanted to do here. Anyway, this guy here loves you a lot, people, and I mean that. Contemplate these things. I want to hear from you. What do you think about Nick the Pig? You think this is all just, really just happened? I don't think you do. Amazing. It really is. The central banks have every avenue covered that you can dream about, think about, and fantasize about. They got it, and they got everyone in their pocket. They need someone to go out there and jawbone the market. They need people like Nick the Pig, whatever. Oh yeah, float him out there. Send him a letter. Tell this guy to go out there because we need to do some freaking damage control. Not going to stop, but it's massively inflationary. Okay, what central banks are going to do now is even more inflationary than before. You think this is going to stop? Really? This environment we are in? No, not going to stop anytime soon. I don't even know if it's really over. Let's see how this plays out. Do yourself a favor. Keep your eyes on 10-year yield, relative strength of the dollar, better yet, the Mannarino market risk indicator. This thing is doing exactly what it was designed to do. I mean, come on. Like I said, coincidence, MMRI just breaks 300 and then we get Nick the Pig. You think that's a coincidence? Oh, I don't think it is. No, Nick the Pig. Nick the Pig. What is it? I can't think of what a pig does. Anyway, look, this guy here loves you a lot. Please comment. Please share this video. Please get it out there, okay? Bring it in. Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. You're going to see this guy on Sunday for my markets to look ahead. And it's going to be lovely and perfect and probably orgasmic. All right? With that said, I'll see you Sunday, and I am just gone.